The dining room felt colder than any winter Seattle had thrown at us. I sat there on a Sunday afternoon in February, staring at the polished mahogany table my father had restored with his own hands 20 years earlier. Victor Lang leaned forward like a king on his throne, his silver hair perfectly styled, that fake warm smile plastered across his face. My mother, Laura, sat beside him, her hand in his, eyes downcast. Victor's adult children, Derek, 32, with his entitled smirk, and Sophia, 29, clutching her designer bag, flanked him. And there was Victor's lawyer, a slick man named Harlan, spreading documents like they were winning lottery tickets. Hannah, Emily. Sorry. Victor corrected himself smoothly, though he'd never slipped before. We're here as family. We need to have an honest conversation about the future of this beautiful home your father left behind. My name is Emily Harper. I'm 34, a software engineer at a fintech firm downtown. But right then, I wasn't thinking about code or algorithms. I was remembering the smell of fresh-cut cedar in my father's workshop, the way his calloused hands guided mine when I was 10, teaching me to measure twice and cut once. Robert Harper wasn't just a successful restoration contractor who turned crumbling Victorians into showpieces across Capitol Hill. He was my hero, the man who taught me that a home isn't bricks and mortar, it's the stories etched into every beam. Dad died suddenly last March, 59 years old, in the middle of reviewing blueprints for a historic preservation project. One minute, he was laughing on the phone about weekend plans to rebuild our garden arbor. The next, the heart attack stole him away. Mom unraveled. The woman who had spent 35 years by his side became a shadow, wandering our 3-story Victorian like a ghost searching for echoes of his laughter. I took unpaid leave to care for her, cooking meals she barely touched, sitting with her through endless nights of silence. The grief counseling group at the community center was my suggestion. Something to pull her out, connect her with others carrying the same weight. That's where Victor appeared 4 months later. Charming and attentive, the perfect shoulder to cry on. At first, I wanted to believe he was good for her. He was attentive, brought flowers, listened to her stories about Dad. But his eyes always wandered to the original crown molding Dad had salvaged from a 1902 teardown, the copper weather vane on the carriage house Dad converted into a rental, the value of the lot that could theoretically hold multiple townhomes in this hot Seattle market. By late summer, Victor was staying over more nights. Mom started smiling again, wearing the new clothes he bought her. Then the changes began. Dad's collection of antique drafting tools passed down from his grandfather, disappeared from the study. Victor says they're collecting dust, Mom explained when I asked. We need space for new memories. The backyard garden went next. Dad's heirloom roses. The apple tree we planted together the summer I turned 8, all ripped out for sleek modern landscaping and gravel paths. It's practical, Mom said. Victor thinks low maintenance is better as we get older. Victor had opinions on everything. The workshop was cluttered fire hazard. The carriage house rental income underutilized. He talked about the property like a balance sheet, calculating square footage, zoning potential, conversion value. One evening he cornered me. Your mother deserves joy. Emily. All this old wood and maintenance, it's weighing her down. A fresh start could be liberating. I pushed back. This house was Dad's pride. He restored every inch himself. Mom loved it for 35 years. Victor smiled, but it never reached his eyes. That was with your father. Things evolve. Emily, you work in tech. You understand adaptation. By fall, his kids moved in for extended visits that became permanent. Derek took over the garage, selling off Dad's Snap-on tools at a yard sale one Saturday while I was at work. I came home to find the driveway covered in price tags. Victor said, "Clear the junk." Derek shrugged when I confronted him. "Need space for my setup." Sophia redecorated the living room, tearing out built-in bookshelves Dad and I had crafted together when I was 15. "Too dark and old-fashioned," she complained. Victor promised I could update once we're settled. The breaking point came when they demolished the walnut cabinet Dad built as my high school graduation gift. Hidden inside were family letters, photos of us working on projects, his handwritten notes on joinery techniques. I found the pieces curbside in the rain. When I confronted Mom the next morning, Victor was there, arm around her. "You're overreacting, Emily," she said softly, voice sounding coached. "They're just updating." Victor cut in. "Your father is gone. Laura needs to move forward, not live in a museum." I stormed out, heart pounding. That night, in Dad's meticulously organized files, I found the note in the margin of a preservation binder. "If anyone threatens what we've built, check the workshop foundation, northwest corner. Prepared for this, sweetheart. Love, Dad." My hands trembled as I pried open the false panel in the workshop's northwest corner using Dad's old blueprints. Behind it sat a fireproof safe I'd never known existed. Inside, documents that changed everything. An irrevocable trust established 4 years before Dad's death. With the house and 16 additional historic properties held in it, total value over $15 million. Me as sole beneficiary. Strict instructions requiring approval from 3 independent law firms for any sale or major change. There were bank records showing Victor's bankruptcy 5 years prior. Details of his 2 previous marriages ending in suspicious property transfers from grieving widows. A private investigator's report Dad commissioned after Mom first mentioned Victor, while Dad was still alive. Back when Mom attended counseling for her sister's passing. Victor was a predator, targeting vulnerable women at support groups. The worst was Dad's letter. "Emily, if you're reading this, Victor has shown his hand. He's a professional con man." I recognized the pattern from a past client case. Chest pain started then. I knew time might be short. "I prepared you instead. Every lesson on documentation, fraud detection, asset protection. It was all for this. Contact Nathan Brooks at Brooks & Associates. He has backups. Fight smart. Protect our home, not for money, but for the life we built. I love you, Dad." Dad knew. He'd suspected Victor from the start and built defenses. The lawyer Harlan working with Victor? Disbarred in California for estate fraud, practicing illegally in Washington. I spent the next week pretending to waver, letting Victor believe his pressure was succeeding. I recorded conversations, Victor boasting about luxury condo conversions netting millions. Derek admitting he'd sold Dad's tools without permission. Sophia describing plans to move into the master suite once Mom was settled elsewhere. The family meeting ambush arrived. Victor had gathered relatives. Mom's sister, our pastor, close friends. Easels displayed projected profits. Before and after renovation slides. Victor stood at the head. "We're here because we care about Emily. Her attachment to the past is hurting Laura." Sophia presented a slideshow painting me as controlling and bitter. Derek claimed medical debts. Sophia announced a pregnancy, later proven false. Mom whispered, "I just want peace. Emily, sign the quitclaim deed. You'll get fair value." Victor offered 20% over time. The room judged me as the villain. I stalled, asking detailed questions about their plans, secretly recording. 30 minutes later, Nathan Brooks arrived with associates and a court officer. "Mr. Lang," Nathan said, "you're violating multiple statutes: fraud, elder abuse, property damage, conspiracy. Harlan, practicing without a license is a felony here. Documents projected, the trust, PI reports, Victor's history, forged signatures on loans using the house as collateral. Victor's bravado crumbled. His kids looked terrified. Victor tried threats, but Nathan had frozen accounts. Evidence showed Victor's developer contact was family. Plans predating Dad's death. Weeks of legal pressure followed. Injunctions kept Victor away. He fought dirty, false miscarriage claims by Sophia, social media smears by Derek. But Nathan's team debunked everything with hospital records and metadata. We gathered evidence, shell companies, pre-death emails with a cousin developer, the forged loan. Nathan offered settlement, walk away permanently, repay all stolen funds including tool sale proceeds, fund full restoration estimated at $250,000, sign full confession to attempted fraud. Victor exploded at the meeting in Nathan's office. But his lawyer paled at the evidence pile. Victor's ex-wife, brought as a character witness, turned on him. He did the same to my mother. Grief group. Quick marriage. Asset stripping. Your dad was smarter.
Mom,
Now in therapy and seeing clearly, confronted Victor. You never loved me. You loved what you could steal. Robert protected me through Emily. Victor signed under threat of federal charges. But he hissed at me, your mother will never forgive you. She replied strongly, no. You made me betray our life together. Emily saved me. Restoration began. Every damaged beam, refinished floor, replanted garden brought Dad back. Investigation revealed Victor had preyed on at least 4 other widows. We connected them, forming a real support network. Nathan delivered Dad's final sealed letter. You've won, Emily. I couldn't confront him myself, health failing. I taught you to see deception, build defenses. The workshop hides more, original 1902 blueprints, and a signed Stickley volume. Value beyond money. You are my greatest project, unbreakable. Under floorboards, blueprints,
book,
and a USB video.
Dad.
In the workshop, the house wasn't the point. It was teaching you to fight for what's right. Predators count on politeness.
You fought back.
The properties are yours, but the real inheritance is strength to protect others. The final settlement signing was tense. Victor, his kids, Harlan, the developer cousin, all present under subpoena. State fraud investigator observed. Officers waited outside. Nathan presented more. Emails plotting while Dad lived. Victor boasting on a social video about manifesting the property after the old man dies. Lucas, wait. Derek had posted it himself. They signed confessions, restitution agreements, restraining orders. Victor's remaining assets liquidated to pay victims. The developer lost his license. Mom and I watched Dad's video together afterward. Healing tears flowed. He knew, she said. He prepared you because he loved us both. We launched the Robert Harper Foundation, offering free legal aid against estate predators. Victor's first victim joined the board. The workshop became a classroom teaching financial literacy and red flag detection using Dad's materials. Victor faded into obscurity, working menial jobs. Reputation ruined. His kids vanished. Life returned. Mom dated a kind book club man who respected the home's history. I found someone who helped restore the carriage house, understanding memories in every nail. 1 year later, a backyard party under Dad's fruit trees. Plaque above the workshop door. The Harper House. 1902. Rebuilt with love. Protected by truth. 6 months after Victor's exit, the house gleamed restored. Every room echoed Dad's vision stronger than before. Mom and I shared coffee in the breakfast nook Dad installed, sunlight streaming through windows he'd chosen. The foundation grew, helping thousands via the Robert Harper Protocol for protecting grieving families, named in Dad's honor by state authorities. walking the house, touching reinforced walls. I felt Dad's presence. The final USB video replayed his words. Anyone trying to tear down what love built better prepare for war. Dad turned his final days into preparation, building me into a defender. We didn't just save a house, we saved our family, exposed evil, protected others. Love forges stronger foundations than greed ever could. A father's wisdom outlives his heartbeat. The real inheritance isn't property, it's courage to stand against those who prey on vulnerability. What would you do if your family's legacy faced a predator? The choice to fight, armed with truth and preparation, can change everything.